Good morning. It's wonderful to see you on this very hot morning. We do have fans as well if you feel you want to have a little bit more air for the service. So it's good to see everyone this morning. Let us open our hearts to this day, to the beauty before us, the love within us, the life around us. May we feel strength in shared being and the welcome of love and compassion in our time together. It is good to be together. Let's sing hymn number 1010, Oh, We Give Thanks, and this is one where we will do we have a wonderful guest musician this morning, Eb Brahm, who will be playing for us this morning, and what we'll be doing is Oh, We Give Thanks. We'll go through it 3 times. The first time, let's just go through it to remember the tune of it. And then we start to do a call and response, which means there's room to do, oh, we give thanks, oh, we give thanks. So the first time we'll go through without the echo. And then the second time I was wondering if this side could start with, oh, we give thanks, and this side echo, oh, we give thanks. And then we'll do it a third time, and anyone male-identified start, female-identified go next, and if you are gender fluid, just choose a side, whatever you feel like, going first or second. Okay? So we'll do it this way. Please rise as you are able, and we keep our masks on.
Good morning. Welcome to First Parish in Milton. My name is Penny Partridge, and I am a member of our worship committee. We're so glad you chose to be here with us this morning, whether here in the meeting house or virtually from wherever you are. We are missing some people this morning that we expected to be here because of COVID, but we're delighted that so many people are here. However your journey, whatever your heritage, and whomever you love, you are welcome here. Your presence here on Sunday morning enriches worship for everyone. This sanctuary is made holy by your presence. If you are joining us for the first time, a special welcome. You will find information about First Parish in your pew. One of the greeters or I would be happy to answer any questions you have after the service. And you will find someone to walk with to the social hour after the service. The work of living our faith is done both in and out of worship. So I call your attention to several printed announcements that came with your order of worship this morning. Please take a look. In particular, this Wednesday, the anniversary of George Floyd's murder, there will be the second anniversary Stand Out for Justice at Parkway Methodist Church, 6 to 6:30. I understand this may become an annual tradition. So it would be great to see lots of First Parish people there. Now let's take a minute to greet one another, whether on Zoom, and open your windows on Zoom. That's not saying it right. But I recognize a certain laugh. Please, those of you who are here in the meeting house, please stay in your pews, but you may stand up.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
Everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good to see everyone.
Hi.
Hey, folks. Hey.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Wish you
Hey,
were
Cynthia.
there.
Everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay.
Staying inside in this weather.
Yeah, I think we all need AC today.
Yeah.
So, hey, as usual, we'll be hanging out after social hour, after service for a quick chat if people want to join. Okay.
Super.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye-bye. Did you have the sound on?
Thank you. And now Becky Stiles and the Soul Matters Kids will do a double chalice lighting for us.
Good morning. My name is Becky Stiles, and along with Jenny Lofgren and Bridget Sitkoff, I've been teaching the Soul Matters class on Sundays. And our chalice lighting looks a little different than it does here in Big Church. And so we're going to show you our felt chalice lighting. And if any of you would like to light our felt chalice, you are welcome to join us. So we're going to sing our chalice lighting song, which is like Row, Row, Row Your Boat, but it's Light, Light, Light the Flame. And you have the words in the order of worship. Excellent. Awesome. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Light, light, light the flame, peaceful as the dove. Joyfully, 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 joyfully fill the world with love. Okay, I'm going to light the big one. You guys want to stay up here for our story? Or you want to sit down and come back? I'm going to stay. Stay. Okay, hang on. You're going to stay. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to light the big one. We don't use real flame in, oh, shoot. All right, and and now the grown-up one. Which I need to look at the words. Okay. Come, let us gather. We gather to celebrate the sacred within and among us. We come to seek spiritual growth and understanding. We strive to practice acceptance, forgiveness, and love. Together we work to build a world with justice and compassion. Come, let us gather together. And now we're going to have a story called It Could Always Be Worse. And in our story, there is a rabbi. You're going to need to amplify. Okay. In our story, there is a rabbi. And a narrator. We need a farmer. Anyone want to be a farmer? Oh, he's even got the hat. I had a hat too, but your hat's good, and maybe you want to pass it. Well, that's fine. I've got one chicken. Yes. Anybody else for a chicken? Come on up. I also need sheep and goats. I'll be a sheep. You'll be a sheep? Excellent. Oh my goodness. So many. That's wonderful. Chicken. Fantastic. Sheep. 2 goats. And everyone is welcome to participate in the animal action of the story. Okay, narrator. Oh, the scripts. That would help. Yes. Yeah, the scripts would be pretty good. Oh, fantastic. You're right in character already. Okay. Awesome. And I think the rest of the animals, you really can follow along. You'll get it, right? Oh, the farmer needs one. Yes, I forgot the farmer. Okay. Okay, so narrator, rabbi, and farmer. As loud as you possibly can. Teacher voice. Projection. And nice and slow so everyone can follow the story. Okay? Okay, Alicia.
A long time ago, there was a family that lived happily in a small, quiet house in Portland. One day, they learned that the grandparents were coming to live with them. The child was very excited about this, and so were the parents. But the parents were worried because their house was very small. They knew that when the grandparents arrived, the house would become crowded and much noisier. So the farmer went to ask the rabbi what to do.
Rabbi, what should I do? My in-laws are coming to stay and we don't have much room. It's going to be crowded and noisy.
Let them come. So the grandparents move in. They have a lot of furniture which goes in the living room, where they sleep and in some of the other rooms too. Yeah. It's not.
Is it on?
Do you have chicken?
Well, of course I do.
Bring them into the house.
Okay.
The
The house is loud and crazy, and it's starting to smell like a barn.
As he took the animals out of the house, the child and the wife and the in-laws began to tidy up the rooms. By the time the last chicken was settled in her coop, the house looked quite nice, and it was quiet. All the family agreed that their home was the most spacious, peaceful, and comfortable home anywhere. The end.
Thank you for that wonderful storytelling and for everyone pitching in, especially since we're got several families that aren't able to come today. And thank you for live streaming if you're able to do that. So that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Let's have a time of stillness together. This is a time when we settle into this space, settle into our breath, nourish our body with our breath. And when we do this, we breathe in, and then when we breathe out, we just sort of try and let go of any tension, let go of things we're thinking, and just when you breathe in, feel the breath all the way through, and then breathe out, let go. And one interesting way that we could do to get ourselves into stillness is I'll ring the chime, and then if you want to, you just put your hand up and pretend that this is a flame, and a little bit just do 3 breaths of do that 3 times, and then put your hand down and let the silence be.
Our reading this morning was written by William Ellery Channing, 1780 to 1842, who was called the Apostle of Unitarianism. This is going to be a responsive reading. You'll find it toward the back of the gray hymnal, number 652. Your part is in italics. The great end in religious education is not to stamp our minds upon the young, but to stir up their own.
Not to make them see with our eyes, but to look inquiringly.
Not to give them a definite amount of knowledge, but to inspire a fervent love of truth. Not to bind them by ineradicable prejudices to our particular sect or peculiar notions. Not to burden the memory, but to quicken and strengthen the power of thought. In a word, the great end is to awaken the soul, to excite and cherish spiritual life.
Shall all find love. We shall all find love. We shall all find love someday. Shall
inner voice library is that of Thurgood Marshall when he commented in an interview about his career. "I did the best I could do with what I had." As the first African-American Supreme Court justice who helped broaden the national understanding of equality for all and welcome of other, I'd say he did every bit of what he could, overcoming great odds and constant resistance to his self-claiming and service to this country. What I like about this motto is that it's simple and can apply to anyone. It illustrates one aspect of a meaningful life. I did the best I could with what I had. What he had was a particular signature of being, a voice, a response to the life he was given. Was he perfect? No. Likable? Not by everyone. He simply followed through on the convictions that unfolded in his life, finding the teachers, the opportunities, the experiences that would help him shape the life he had. When we see that each of us is a particular signature of being in the whole of life, we welcome the journey of understanding and have compassion for the stumbles along the way. With that lens, we don't hold on to or amplify regrets or resentments, though they too inform our choices. We don't proclaim superiority or inferiority. We don't compare our fortune or misfortune with another's. With this lens of each of us being our own signature of being, we simply meet this day, humble and ready wherever we are on our journey. We let the gesture of creation that happens to be us come to life. Easier said than done. Judgments, regrets, resentments, fears do weigh on us. The circumstances of our lives do challenge us, and the uncertainty of which way to turn can make it hard to journey on. However, if we have the sense that we have what we need to find our way, that our inherent dignity can be a guide in the interdependent web of all existence, we have a compass, a guidepost in the journey. This is much of what Unitarian Universalist religious exploration for all ages encourages. As read in William Ellery Channing's reading this morning, the great end in religious instruction is not to stamp our minds upon the young, but to stir up their own, not to make them see with our eyes, but to look inquiringly and steadily with their own. You don't have to be famous or excel in society or impress your neighbors. It's not what others think about what you think you should do with your life that counts. It's about finding the truth of your life and developing an ease and authenticity in being with and for one another's. When you do this, you contribute to harmony of being and help realize, in the aspiration of the sixth principle of Unitarian Universalism, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Religious exploration in Unitarian Universalism is grounded in a basic trust in creation and the spark of life within each of us. There's an ultimate belonging to life, a worth, a dignity in our being that, although shared by all, has never been quite expressed by anyone else through all time. We are a comment, a response, a note in the song of being. The marvel, the mystery, the miracle of life is in our spiritual DNA, so to speak. Channing again, the great end in religious instruction is not to give them a definite amount of knowledge, but to inspire a fervent love of truth, not to form an outward regularity, but to touch inward springs. What we do in our religious exploration curricula, which is not only in our classes and workshops, but in the entirety of our congregational life, is to draw out the wisdom, the truth about us with humility, curiosity, bold affirmation, and persistent love. The good news about ultimate belonging is that we're not alone, we are connected. We're held in an interdependent web beyond our understanding, yet ever present. We need one another. We're connected to one another. We can't be lost ultimately. We may feel lost from time to time, but we are a part of it all. And there are others who may feel lost in the same way somewhere, and we are all connected to one another. We can know that there is more than what we individually are experiences, and that more can hold us in our next steps into the unknown. The challenge about ultimate belonging is our responsibility, our free will. What we do with our lives becomes the experience of our lives. We live our lives not only to express the gesture of creation within, but in and amongst each other, a shared endeavor of being that can be lived well or not. It's our choice, no matter what befalls us. One way to live is to live merely for ourselves, chasing conquests and justifications for the life we think we earned or deserve. Another way is to join into the enterprise of being with others and know that each day is a gift, not a reward, and how we live is influencing how all of us live. This approach to religious exploration is relatively new. Though William Ellery Channing articulated the theological vision of religious instruction in the late 19th century, it was given shape in the early 20th century by the innovations of Sophia Lyon-Fahs, teacher, writer, theologian, and education advocate. Ms. Fahs helped to revolutionize American children's religious education here in the United States, which we now in First Parish call religious exploration. She simply argued that the wisdom of life's worth and truth is already within the child. Religious education, then, was meant to draw out that individual wisdom through creativity, dialogue, shared experience, and open-minded study of Scripture. In 1937, when she was 61, Fahs moved into Unitarianism from her Presbyterian roots and became an instrumental voice in the new Beacon series. Drawing on anthropological and psychological research, the children's books were dedicated to one goal. We wish children to come to know God directly through original approaches of their own to the universe. We wish children to come to know God of all names directly through original approaches of their own to the universe. Consummate mentor of religious education, Fahs wrote in 1945, "We are resolved to protect individual freedom of belief. This freedom must include the child as well as the parent. The freedom for which we stand is not freedom to believe as we please, not freedom to live in a world of fancy, not freedom to evade responsibility, not freedom to pretend good is bad and bad is good, but freedom to be honest in speech and action, freedom to respect one's own integrity of thought and feeling. Freedom to question, to investigate, to try to understand life and the universe in which life abounds. Freedom to search anywhere and everywhere to find the meaning of being. Freedom to experiment with new ways of living that seem better than the old." She wrote this in 1945. The Unitarian Universalist approach to religious life has two essential expressions. Mystical, which speaks to the integrity of each person's soul and their knowledge of what is holy in all of life, and ethical, which acknowledges that all human insights are partial, So it's essential to be in meaningful relationship with one another, to recognize systems of oppression and needs toward wholeness. Chanting once more. The great end in religious instruction is to awaken the conscience, the moral discernment. In a word, the great end is to awaken the soul, to excite and cherish spiritual life. This aspiration in religious exploration comes to life through storytelling and play. We just saw some of that. Service opportunities and discussions, shared congregational life, and sharing of our own wisdom. May we each come to a way of awakening our soul as we live, work, and wonder with one another. So may it be. Amen. Now I'd like to ask Laura Rice to come forward to speak of Our Whole Lives, one of the curricula of this year.
Good morning. Since last November, Jeff Della Rovere and I have had the privilege of guiding a group of our youth through Our Whole Lives, which is a positive sexuality curriculum. And we went through a training before beginning the class that often repeated phrase in the training is sexuality education is spiritual education. Well, of course, we covered what you might expect in a sexuality class, like anatomy, infections, pregnancy. We also talked about sexuality holistically. The curriculum is truly comprehensive. We covered personal identity, relationships, responsible behavior, and effective communication. I found talking openly and honestly with youth about what's usually a taboo or embarrassing subject to be liberating. We examined our societal norms and assumptions. We discussed feelings and personal values. And we were always guided by the program's clearly stated core values: self-worth, responsibility, justice and inclusivity, and sexual health. And we had a great group to work with. Jeff and I think both had a lot of fun. They were always lively, engaged, thoughtful, and they stuck with the class through a bunch of interruptions. We had a surge that paused class for a while, and then working around school schedules and sports schedules. And throughout, they taught us a lot in return. And we hope that they had as much fun as we did. Together, to recognize their accomplishments, Jeff and I would like to acknowledge the Our Whole Lives graduates, and some of them are here: Graham Goodrich, Austin Kelly, Nathaniel Miller, Nicholas Miller, and Zyla Sofinos. Thank you.
And it's important that we recognize Laura Rice and Jeff Della Rovere, who were teaching this whole year in a way that is a challenge, a COVID challenge and other things. So thank you so much, Laura and Jeff, really, really. And one other thing that is happening, some of our youth are on their way, launching out into their lives. They're graduating seniors. This is a time of transition, of possibility, of wonder, fear, open road time. So we'd like to just recognize the seniors today, and I wanted to just let you know we're giving just little token gifts. One is just a couple of bookmarks. I don't know if books happen anymore in college or if it's all online, but we have some bookmarks here that are UU principles and purposes, things that you've been growing up with in our faith community. And then we are a welcoming congregation, which we've been for some time. So I got some little pins that are rainbow pins and different so they can put on a lapel or wherever you might want to put them to remind you of diversity, equity, and inclusion, something that we see you practicing on a daily basis. And then to help you go on the road, go on the open road, we have some striped socks, some rainbow socks to take with you for your journey. So that's just something I wanted to let you know what I'll be giving them. So I'll go ahead and call up the families one by one, and hopefully you could, if you're willing, to stay here for a little while. And some folk, of course, were not able to be here, but I'm going to honor, of course, what they said in a little bit of wisdom. One thing that we asked was, where are the seniors going? And what is a parent's hope for going on into their lives? So the first person is Caitlin Blackburn. Katie. Coming up? Absolutely, Mom, come on up. So here, I'll just stand up for you. So Caitlin, or Katie, is launching out into the world to Hampshire College. And the parent's hope that was written is that I want her to know she is spectacular, says Julia. She will do amazing things and stupid things and learn to do laundry. And she should tell her mom every detail. Maybe not every detail. Good luck for everything, everywhere you go. And do you mind just hanging here? And we'll say so. Okay, wonderful. So Baron Clancy is not able to come this morning. They sent me an email today and are very grateful, and hopefully you're live streaming. So Baron Clancy and the Clancys, Dana and JB. He's launching out into the world to Brown University, studying music and science. And the parents' hopes is, may college launch you into new creative spaces, ones that you discover by being with others who are equally passionate. May your next journey be one of good questions, but may you have a trusted circle to help you as you seek answers. We are proud that you know who you are, but excited for you to create anew who you will become. We are always here for you. With love, Baron. Good luck on your journey. And Anderson Corman was not able to be here, but Sue, do you want to come up, or is she here? Yeah, come on up, Sue Corman. So Anderson, I don't know if you're live streaming, but we'll get you the gifts that we have. What's next for Anderson is American University, studying international relations. And the parents' hope is, may your curious spirit continue to guide you and fill your life with interesting experiences. May you hold true to your moral compass and continue to care for others and the world. May you be surrounded by people who appreciate and love you. Anderson, wonderful. And we have Madeline Miller, who I do believe is here. And Brigitte and Eric, come on up. Oh, and can I give you Anderson's little gifty gift? Sure. Here you go, Madeline. Sure. What's next for Madeline is Hofstra University, and they will be traveling there to launch out into the world. And the parents' hope, may you be surrounded by friends to delight in your sense of humor and share in your joys and pain. And we have Madeline. So. And we have Dimitri Sofanos. And Becky will be coming up too. There you go. Sure, thank you. And Dimitri's next launch into the world is Champlain College for Video Game Design. And the parents' hope is, I hope Dimitri continues to find joy in creativity and the connection of good friends to create with. Dimitri. So I just want to step off for a minute so that you can see the beauty before you of wonderful families launching into the next days in their living. Thank you so much for all the wisdom you've shared, all the laughter, all the questions, all the challenges. And let's have a congregational affirmation, just a little bit longer for you up there. We're going to, if you would be so kind to read along with me, congregational affirmation. May your journey onward and inward be full of discovery, learning, teaching moments, and joy. We honor you, embrace you, and wish you well. And we are with you on your journey. Blessings. No, sure, yeah.
Sing hymn 18 in the gray hymnal.
Please rise as you are able. Let us join our hearts in the spirit of prayer. a wondrous essence of all life that knows many names and is felt in many ways, through love and challenge, through grace and wonder, through strength and recovery. Come to our knowing, come to our being, help us see the strength within, help us know our steps are taken with love surrounding us always. May we be gentle in our brokenness and bold in our compassion. And may we hold each other in love, the presence that helps us know that we not only belong, but have power beyond our knowing to express our creative being. May we feel free to do so, held in doing so, and celebrated. Some local prayers. Prayers in love to the Graham family on the death of Dale Graham, Frank's father, this last Wednesday. Let us hold the family in care and love. And joy and gratitude from Guy and Steve on their 23rd wedding anniversary. Let us uplift the joy in our souls and in our spirits for such an occasion. And for all the local prayers unspoken, let us lift up them in love as well and hold each other in our time together. Amen.
Today's offering is dedicated to the services and ministry of First Parish Milton. Here's how to give. Simply text 617-539-7576. The number is on the screen for those of you at home. Putting only the amount you'd like to give in the text message. Do not add words, only the amount. You should receive an automatic text message back requesting you to do a one-time setup to create an account with your credit or debit card. And for those of you in the meeting house, if you'd like to donate by cash or check, please place it in the offering plate in the back on your way out. If you've done this previously, you can simply text the number with the amount to give. If you are proud of this church, become its advocate. If you care about its future, share its message. We welcome all to build a just and healthy world with faith, love, and compassion. That's its message. Your presence, your participation, and your support brings this vision alive. Please give as generously as you are able to support this faith community. comfort, food, and shelter for those in need. And may we be transformed by generosity. Please remain standing as you are able for the closing hymn, 1021 in the teal hymnal, Lean on Me.
And this month's benediction: may the splendor of the earth and each other guide us to affirmation, affection, and advocacy for the beauty of this life meant for all. And I'll douse our chalice flame so that the flame of our faith burns deep and wide within us, to guide us in our days, to reach out to one another, and to find love in all corners. Have a good week. Amen.